Current developments, presidential directives, accurate and reliable updates straight from the palace. Sitting in for Daphne Oseña-Paez, I'm Assistant Secretary Joey Villarama for Malacañang Insider. The implementation of fully integrated socio-economic policies, plans, and programs with the goal of providing equal access to opportunities to achieve zero poverty for Filipinos is among the top priorities of the administration of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. To give us more details on this, we have with us today National Economic and Development Authority Secretary Arsenio Balisacan. Magandang tanghali, Sec. Welcome po sa ating program.
Magandang tanghali, Joey.
Sir, katatapos lamang po ng 20th NEDA board meeting. So, ano po yung naging highlights? Siguro we can discuss kung ano po yung pinaka natumbok at na-approve po ng Pangulo na mga issues po.
Na-approve ng Pangulo natin at ng NEDA board yung a number of projects, particularly yung Philippine Civil Service Modernization Project ng Civil Service Commission. Pangalawa, yung approval ng upgrade, expansion, and operation and maintenance ng dalawang projects, ng Bohol at saka yung Bohol International Airport at saka yung Lagindingan International Airport. No? These are just to confirm the ad referendum decision or approval of the NEDA board. No? Other projects are that we reviewed, the NEDA board reviewed, discussed, ito yung mga tinatawag nating IFPs, yung infrastructure flagship projects na ang total na ngayon is 186, about 9.6 trillion pesos worth of projects, no, na priority ng administration. At doon tinukoy yung mga developments, yung mga issues, lalo doon sa mga tinatawag natin na problematic projects because nagkakaroon ng some issues, no, implementation issues, at tinugunan naman ng mga iba-ibang ahensya at saka ng NEDA board. No? Yung isa pa yung pag-include ng Department of Education at saka Department of Agriculture doon sa composition ng NEDA board para mabigyan ng mas malawak pang pansin ang problema natin sa agrikultura, lalo na yung objective natin na food security, at saka doon naman sa education because education, particularly yung our attempt to recover learning losses, saka enhance our capacity to compete as a nation in the global marketplace. Kailangan very competitive yung products that are coming from our school. So yun yung isang step natin na ma-improve yung participation ng social sector at saka yung agriculture doon sa NEDA board. Isang napaka-importanting project pa na na-discuss ngayon yung Metro Manila Priority Bridges Seismic Improvement Project. No? Ito napaka-importante dahil ito tutugon sa mga safety ng bridges natin at tutulong din sa pag-improve eventually ng traffic conditions sa Metro Manila.
Sige po. Nabanggit nyo, Sec, na ang dami pong priorities at projects na natalakay sa NEDA board meeting. Unahin na po natin yung pinakahuli nyong nabanggit, which is the Priority Bridges Seismic Improvement Project. So, kailan po natin may expect na magsimula ito? At would you be able to mention kung ano po yung mga proyektong sisimulan in the coming months or years?
In-expect na ma-start na nito next year. At ang dalawang bridges yun, yung Guadalupe Bridge at saka yung Lambingan Bridge over Pasig River. No? At ang purpose nito is para ma-strengthen yung bridges natin, ma-retrofit, ma-reconstruct sa mga ibang parts ng bridges para maging more safe ito sa ating mga citizens using those bridges, because they were built those bridges were built many years, decades ago, particularly yung sa Guadalupe Bridge, no? At ang hindi na natin mangyari kung may the standards for earthquakes at the time were, according to Secretary Bunuan, mga intensity 6 lang yun, no? Pero yung standard natin ngayon is intensity 8, no? So kailangan mabit yung standard na yan sa mga bridges natin to ensure that we are all safe whenever those hopefully it will not happen, but if something happen like that, big shocks, at least we know that our infrastructure are resilient.
Obviously, Sec, kapag pinag-uusapan po yung retrofitting, yung pag-repair ng mga tulay natin, ang immediate issue na nare-resolve is yung safety. Pero in the long run, ano po yung magiging impact ng mga ganitong retrofitting at saka rehabilitation projects sa ekonomiya natin?
Of course, kapag nasira yung bridge, that will not only inconvenience people, but it will reduce productivity kasi yung length of travel, yung roundabout ways of moving from one place to another. Malaki yung impact sa productivity ng population natin, especially sa those living in Metro Manila.
Balikan natin, Sec, yung unang nabanggit nyo sa listahan kanina na nasa agenda ng NEDA board meeting, which is the Philippine Civil Service Modernization Project. Can you please tell us more about this? Bakit ito mahalaga at paano po ito i-implement?
Well, ang purpose ng project na ito is to improve the efficiency of our civil service, lalo na dun sa human resource management ng mga government personnel natin, no? The public sector is almost like 2 million people, no? And they obviously make a lot of difference in the provision of services to our people. So kung hindi maganda yung very inefficient yung system as it is, as we are seeing now, dahil yung mga ahensya hindi konektado, hindi digitalize yung pag-handle ng payroll, pag-fill up ng vacancies. For example, narinig natin si Chair Nograles, for example, ng Civil Service Commission. It take them months to know na ano yung vacancy at any given point in time. And marami rin sa atin na naka-experience ng pag-fill up lang ng vacancy. Months ang hihintayin mo bago ma-ascertain ni civil service kung vacant ngayon o hindi. So, napaka-inefficient. In the meantime, hindi mo ma-fill upan yung position, hindi tayo makapagbigay ng tamang serbisyo sa publiko. Kulang tayo ng tao, kulang yung productivity ng mga workers natin, hindi optimal, hindi na ma-maximize dahil sa kakulangan ng sistema sa personnel. No? Yun, ang malaking tulong yan, lalo na even sa fund management natin, kasi yung payroll natin sa gobyerno, iba-ibang hesyan siya, hindi nakakonektado. So, kahit si DBM, hindi niya alam kung ano yung mga funds out there in the various agencies kasi hindi nga nakakonektado. So, part of the project is to get that connection and so that funds can be handled properly and services are provided on time.
Digitalization na banggit nyo, Sec, is just one aspect of this project to streamline the processes and procedures. Ano pa po yung nakikita nyong challenges na maa-address nitong project na to once fully implemented?
Well, yung most immediate is, I think, the response of our public sector to respond to the demands of the public, no? Lalo na services. Kaya ngayon ang sinabi ko, kung matagal tayo sa pag-fill up ng vacancy dahil yung sistema natin is manual, mano-mano, hindi nakakakonektado yung mga ahensya involved. Halimbawa, the Department of Education, ang dami-dami nilang fill upan doon, no? Pero kung imano-mano mo lahat yan to work with the civil service, sa palagay ko, hindi mo masosolve yung problema na yan na faced by the DepEd within this administration. So, kinakailangan natin ng aid ng technology. The technology will help facilitate the improvement in processes dun sa human resource deployment natin, recruitment, and even the payroll, no?
So, once this project is implemented, obviously, meron talaga tayo makikitang changes and improvements in the system. Pero how does this figure po in the bigger picture, yung in terms of the Philippine Development Plan?
Of course, nandun sa Philippine Development na priority yung pag-improve ng quality of service ng public sector. Na. Of course, yung civil service, yung human resource natin, that's our front face doon sa public. Kung even if our agencies are not able to provide the service demanded by our public timely, adequately, and properly, then you won't expect our public to be happy with us, right? And you lose a lot of productivity and economic opportunities as well. So this improvement in the technological processes and human resource processes in the civil services as a result of this project will raise productivity and improve economic opportunities as a result, because the public sector is able to respond to demands of our citizens.
Nagbigay din po kanina nabanggit nyo, Sec, ng updates on yung IFPs. So ano po yung highlights or milestones in terms of yung second quarter achievements in terms of IFPs? Ano po yung mga status ng mga proyektong ito at ano po yung umusad na?
Nakita natin dun sa report ng NEDA for the second quarter na maraming projects ang nagmo-move as we expected, no? But there are also projects that are moving at a slower pace than we expected or planned, because they had encountered implementation issues. Pinaka-common ito ng mga implementation issues is yung mga right-of-way problems, no? Na ngayon ay tinututukan naman ng DPWH with the help of the OSG, at saka ngayon yung LEDAC na rin, because it's a high priority now of LEDAC to amend our law regarding right-of-ways para mas mabilis yung proseso ng pag-acquire ng land when these are needed by our infrastructure projects, no? The other one is, of course, yung coordination naman ng executive branch at saka legislative branch to ensure that yung mga projects doon sa IFPs, ODA projects are given priorities, no, by our Congress, no? And we need to have that conversation to ensure that there's a good understanding of how critical those projects are in the development of our country, no?
You mentioned po, Sec, na one of the reasons for the delay is yung resolution ng right-of-way. So ano po yung naging directive ng President sa concerned agencies para ma-expedite po itong prosesong ito?
Well, so si DPWH and are working with the Office of the Executive Secretary and with some inputs from the Office of the Solicitor General toward coming up with a faster way of resolving issues and in the right of way. But we are also looking into this amendment in the right-of-way law, no? Which in the executive and the legislative during its last meeting had agreed to prioritize and got passed before the end of this session of Congress.
So aasahan natin si SEC sa mga susunod sigurong buwan na mas mapapabilis pa yung pag-implement or buo nitong mga IFPs na ito once we get the right-of-way issues resolved.
Yes, because these are very transformative projects. As I said, worth 9.6 trillion pesos, and this include projects like our subway, our so many railways and expressways that are being lined up. And the connectivity, digital connectivity as well as physical. I think this will enhance the productivity of our economy. This enhance our competitiveness in the international marketplace. This will create a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities, and therefore allow us to meet our poverty reduction targets before the end of this administration to single-digit level.
So this is really something which is worth looking forward to. So up next, aalamin natin ang mga hakbang at programang ginagawa ng NEDA upang mapanatili at mapalakas ang ekonomiya ng ating bansa. We'll be right back.
At your service, Pilipinas, mula sa Department of Justice, ako po si Yusek Margarita Gutierrez. Samahan niyo kami para sa isang bagong Pilipinas ngayon, dito lang sa PTV.
PTV Consumer Watch, bantay presyo sa gasolina. Pagpatak ng alauna ng hapon, sama-sama tayo tumutok sa sentro ng mga balita. Bilang mga tagapaghatid nyo ng tapat at napapanahong impormasyon, kasama sila Aljo Bendijo, Naomi Tiburcio, at Angelique Lazo. Sentro Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alauna ng hapon, dito lang sa PTV. Disaster Watch, mga paalala pagkatapos ng lindol. Suriin ang iyong sarili at mga kasama kung may tinamong pinsala. Magbigay ng paunang lunas kung kailangan. Unahin ang mga pangangailangan ng mga matatanda, buntis, may kapansanan at mga bata. Kung nasa tabing dagat at may banta ng tsunami, agad na lumikas papunta sa ligtas at mataas na lugar. Suriin kung may natapong nakalalasong kemikal at mga bagay na maaaring pagmula ng sunog. Huwag bumalik sa loob ng gusali hanggat walang abiso na ligtas na ito. Sa panahon ng sakuna, dapat laging listo.
Welcome back. You're still watching Malacañang Insider with NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan. Sir, a while ago we were talking about IFPs and one such IFP is yung railway project. So ano na po yung progress natin sa Metro Manila Subway Project at saka sa North-South Commuter Railway Project?
We understand that both projects are moving forward naman. Yung Metro Manila Subway Project, ang physical accomplishment na ngayon ay as of June 2024, no, is about 22%. Yung naman Metro Manila Commuter Railway Systems Project, ang physical accomplishment there ngayon is about 30%. So hopefully that this two projects will be largely completed by the end of this administration.
We will be looking forward to the progress ng dalawang projects talaga, Sec, kasi hindi lamang nito madidecongest ang streets, kundi it will contribute to the overall traffic management, lalo na sa Metro Manila. Yung DICT has the Philippine Digital Infrastructure Project, which was also recently included as part of the IFP. So ano na po ang update doon?
Well, the World Bank is, the board of the World Bank is supposed to approve that project tomorrow, I understand. And so with that approval, and we are not seeing any hits there, we should be able to start drawing on the loan by next year, because it's we have provided some funding for the deployment next year. So hopefully that project will not suffer any hits.
Napag-usapan natin yung digital infrastructure, meron tayong railways, balik naman tayo uli sa something tangible or physical, which is the airport. So ano naman po yung update sa Lagindingan International Airport Project, pati yung Bohol Panglao International Project, at ano po yung direktiba ng Pangulo with regard to these two projects?
Well, the last one, the last question pa. Obviously, the NEDA board, the president in particular, would want these improvements that we are introducing in both the Bohol International Airport and the Lagindingan International Airport, but as well as all the other airports to be completed, and to ensure that they do not suffer delays, because the urgency of these projects is very much in the consciousness of everyone. These projects are expected to play a big push to boost the economy of the regions concerned, and because connectivity is one of the major issues that our investors are always raising in many investment fora. No? So with the end of the challenge period on September 13, as approved by the board, if there is no challenge, we expect the award to be made before the end of September. If there is a challenge, per our rules in the PPP code, that award is expected to be made about mid-December this year.
Hopefully, makita na talaga natin yung progress, especially with regard to these two projects, kasi lalo na yung turismo sa area na yan talaga inaasahan natin natataas pa once these projects are completed. Sec, you mentioned you have been mentioning, we have been talking about infrastructure, we have been talking about yung digitalization, improving our processes in government para mas marami pa tayong maserbisyon. When we talk about economic development, we can't help but talk about other aspects like agrikultura, yung proficiency natin in school. So, mahalaga din po ito para po sa overall development plan ng ating bansa. Pero you were mentioning kanina na many were surprised na wala po pala ang Department of Agriculture at Department of Education sa NEDA board. So ano po ang magiging action o magiging changes going forward?
Okay. Let me clarify that. No? Both agencies, the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Education, are part of the NEDA board committees. We have Social Development Committee under the NEDA board. Education is a member. The DepEd is a member of that committee. In fact, it's usually the most senior cabinet there serves as chair. The Department of Agriculture is also a member of the other committees, of the Investment Coordination Committee, for example. example. But the NEDA board itself, which is chaired by the decisions made at these committees, which are also composed of cabinet members, no, are elevated to the NEDA board chaired by the president, and that's where the final decision is made, no? And the executive order issued in 1987 is the one that that governs the membership into the NEDA board, no? And we had to issue an amendment to that to ensure that the current composition of the board reflects the priorities and the programs and strategies defined in the Philippine Development Plan. And obviously, in the case of agriculture, we have placed a very important role for food security as a determinant of our poverty reduction objective, no? And there are so many projects that had to be made, many things to do to push the development of the sector, particularly enhancing its productivity, no? And that's where I think the importance of the Secretary of Agriculture to be also sitting in that board to articulate the needs of the sector and to help defend the decisions of the NEDA board. And with respect to the Department of Education naman, many of the projects that come into the NEDA board have been focused on physical infrastructure. But we know that the human capital is as important, if not even more important, than physical capital, no? So we have got to give an equal focus on the social sector in the NEDA board, and the development of skills, the addressing learning issues, learning poverty that the World Bank has seen in the Philippines, for example, and our trust to ensure that our labor force can compete internationally and are able to meet the very fast-moving technologies and also the challenges that are faced by our human resource. No? So it's very important that aspect of our development is well represented in our NEDA board decisions, and so the Department of Education being the biggest department in the not only in the social sector but in the entire public sector has to be in there. Unfortunately, in the past, for some reason it's not there. But we felt the need to have this sector well represented in the decisions of the NEDA board.
Sec, pag pinag-uusapan po ang ekonomiya, many people tend to tune out kasi iniisip nila very academic, very highbrow, hindi nila maintindihan. Pero binanggit nyo, poverty alleviation, food security, edukasyon. So siguro ano na lang po yung mensahe nyo sa publiko para mas maunawaan po nila kung paano natin tatahakin yung way forward and where our economy is headed given the priorities of the administration.
The report that we have provided to the cabinet and the president, the Philippine Development Report last year, pointed out that insofar as the implementation of the Philippine Development Plan, we are in the right direction. We have seen some issues, some problems that we need to correct, we need to address to ensure that at the end of this administration, we are able to meet the targets, the development targets, especially doon sa pina-promise natin na the poverty must be reduced to single-digit level. The type of jobs that ordinary Filipinos will have are high-quality jobs, that we are able to increase or generate massive employment opportunities, no? And that growth in our development must be inclusive, meaning it must be felt everywhere in the country, and rural development, regional development are very important facets of that inclusivity. So we must see development moving outward, not just from Metro Manila, but all the major areas of the country. So we need to create more growth poles around the country, and connectivity. That's why infrastructure is and connectivity are major focus, because that's how we can drive this generation of growth poles in many areas of the country.
Of course, we will be looking forward, Sec, to NEDA's updates to see if all our targets have been hit and achieved.
Yeah, in fact, next year is our midterm for this administration, and NEDA will come up with a midterm report to see where we are in the implementation of the Marcos administration's plans and programs, and learn from the lessons of the first 3 years, and deploy those lessons effectively so that we can meet our development goals, at least under this administration.
Aantabayanan po natin yan, Sec Balisacan. So thank you very much for joining us, NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan.
Thank you so much.
Pagpapaunlad sa ekonomiya ng ating bansa at pagpapabuti sa estado ng buhay ng mamamayang Pilipino. Ito ang mga adhikain ng pamahalaan upang tiyakin na makakamit ang inaasam nating matatag at maginhawang bagong Pilipinas. We bring you in-depth views of the latest issues and regular palace updates. Sitting in for Daphne Oseña-Paez, this is Assistant Secretary Joey Villarama for Malacañang Insider. Have a good day.